Tony Defries absorbed that world, and all the people that were attracted to David Bowie, he welcomed in. So he came, and I said, great, do it. So he signed to Jem, Iggy, Mott.
Mott the Hoople.
Yeah, Iggy Pop, Mott the Hoople.
Danny Gillespie.
Yeah, Dana was sort of from the start with David.
Right.
But
Is
he
Lou,
came
Lou
with
Reed,
David.
Is Lou Reed involved?
Well, they met Lou Reed was never signed to
Okay.
me. He never came. But they were all in the office, all these people. And Tony's genius, if you like, or talent, was to make these people feel very at home. He also treated everybody very generously. And it was my money, actually. So it wasn't that difficult. He didn't have any money at all.
Yeah.
And I went along with it. And, so whenever was necessary, we'd do it. In the studio. And then it was all going well. And Ziggy had come out. And we started to earn some money. And David decided, actually, we all decided, David should, if you want to break America, David should go and work in America, live and work in America. He was married to an American. So Tony said, by now my company was called GTO. I will open GTO Inc. in New York. And all of these artists I'm involved with, Iggy, Mott, whoever, will sign them, will transfer the rights to the GTO Inc. I'll run the GTO Inc. office, and we'll build it, and it's going to be fantastic. And I'm going to, Warhol isn't properly being looked after. I think I could sign Warhol. His films are badly done. I could sign this one and that one. And two things. First of all, it was right that David should go and live in America. Two, I knew it was the worst thing I could have done was to say, yes, we'll open a New York office.
You lose all your money.
Well, it was costing me. I couldn't control them when they were, 20 yards away across the corridor. And the other thing is, I knew that I would lose them because even if it was successful, it would be after all. What's Laurence Myers doing? He owns this company. I had not yet. My deal with Tony was, if it worked out, we never had an agreement because it was difficult. You couldn't quantify it. If it worked out, he'd have 20% of the company. And you couldn't say what worked out meant. He trusted me that if it worked out, I would have given him 20%, and I would have done. So I said, no, this is what we'll do. You open your own office in New York. All of the artists, that at the moment are in that corner making me feel uncomfortable when I walk into my own office. You sign, and I will take a gross royalty off the top, paid directly to me by the record company. And when you do your management deal, your 20%, whatever, I will take 5% of the gross. So that way you can have your office. Doesn't matter what you spend, it's not my problem. And almost as an afterthought, because what I was taking was quite a hefty chunk. When you take off the gross, it diminishes the net considerably. I've got a film story I can tell you about that, about Fatal Attraction. Anyway, and David said they weren't unhappy with the deal. They were very happy with the deal because they got what they wanted. David wanted to go to America. Tony was delighted. He was going to have his own company. He was going to have a main man. He was going to have his own control. But he said, it's quite a hefty chunk, Laurence. Not unhappy with it. It's fair. Is there a moment in time when you'll consider reducing it or letting it go? And at that time, I think I was owed £75,000 by David. Not, what I put in. I'm not a big company. I was Laurence, wife, 3 kids, mortgage, a deal from Bell, earning money through the other artists, seeing it all disappear into the Defries Bowie project. So I said, look, and it was just sort of arbitrary, really. I said, if I get my money back, if I get the £75,000 back, and in the next 5 years I earned, say, £500,000. What's that today? 5 million? you'll be free of me. And you know, on the basis I was going to sort of 20%, approximately across the board, 5 million. He'd have had to earn 25 million, 25 million pounds next 5 years. It was ridiculous. So they agreed to that, and then very cleverly, Tony, after about 18 months, I got my first royalty checks towards it, and then Tony sent me the balance. He said, here's the £500,000 paid up, and you no longer have an interest. I was not unhappy, you know.
And where did you get that money?
He drove RCA mad. He just got. He drove. Bowie was now very hot with RCA,
Yeah.
and I believe he just got it from RCA, saying, you know, it's everyone's interest. So I no longer had a financial interest. My regret was that I didn't keep a little tiny bit. I could have done exactly the same deal and say, I want 10%.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying 100%, but you learn. I learned about it in later life, and it helped me in later life. And that was it. So I was now, main man was now Laurence Free, still very amicable, still call me, still ask my advice, still used to chat. David was very happy, very grateful. Andy particularly so. And that was it.